This is Elsa at Talkin' Town English, and today I wanted to show you one of my favorite resources for creative writing. This is an interactive creative writing project for a student-centered class where students actually build their own choose your own adventure style interactive short story where they decide the choices and the reader makes those decisions, and depending on what they choose, you'll have different outcomes. This is based off that traditional series books that I grew up with. I loved reading, and my students do really well with it. They like the original books, and they are all too happy to create and work on their own. And this is a group project, so there's lots of communication going on. It's great for ESL students practicing English. Even the younger kids have tons of creativity to put into this. So it works for a variety of ages and levels. And the finished product is just fantastic. It's a great showcase piece. So this is how it works, basically just a fast run through of how I do it and what you need to do it. It comes with this printable rough draft worksheet set. And so you're gonna split up your class into small groups, large groups. It could be 2 groups of 10 if you have 20. 10 is a good size, 8 is okay. And you can start that in 2 groups. Once you have the 2 groups, each group can start working on their storyline. This comes with a kind of a structured choice situation here where they can choose the character, a location, and a time. Of course, they can choose their own character, but I included some options like an explorer, a journalist, a scientist, a detective. They can choose a location. I gave some ideas here: jungle, city, outer space, or a desert. And a time could be the past, present, or future. And of course, it could be 1,000 years in the past, 10,000 years in the future, or the 1960s. Anything they want to do, just kind of challenge them to pick a good time. Once they've decided that as a group, they can start working on their beginning of the story, their intro. They'll choose a title, they'll choose a scenario or a situation that the character is in. Maybe they're on a mission, maybe they're trying to find an artifact or a cure. They write out a brief introduction where they develop their character, and their introduction, their story should come to 2 choices at the end. Now, this is a group work, so maybe one student could be the writer, or they could be working on their own individually, but they should be working together to kind of throw ideas around of what they want to happen in the story. Once they have 2 choices in the story, so maybe the road comes to 2 different directions, and you can go left and you can go right. They'll write those choices here. And then, just like the story is going to split, you're going to split the groups into 2 smaller groups. So if you had 10 in the beginning, now you'll have 5 and 5. If you had 6 in the beginning, now you'll have 3 and 3. So you split those into another set of groups. Now those 2 groups are going to be responsible for outcome 1 and outcome 2. So one group is going to handle what happens if you chose the first option, and the other group will handle what happens if you chose the second option. They will write the result of that choice, and then they'll get to come up with their own new set of choices. The same thing for the other group. So those 2 groups will be working on those outcomes. Once these outcomes are complete, those 2 groups are going to split into 2 smaller groups. So now you'll have either 1 person or 2 people in a group, and they'll be writing the ending to each set of choices. So each student will be writing an individual ending. There are 4 endings that need to be written for those choices that we just came up with. So that is the rough draft section of this activity. Once they have their drafts done, you can check it for errors. You can fix up the grammar, or make corrections, make suggestions, or make edits. Then comes the tech part where they're gonna import this whole story into a digital format. And you'll have something like this if they're doing a pyramid story. This is a Canva template that they'll be able to enter their whole story in and have it clickable, so you can click the choices instead of turning pages like the traditional way. So let's look at how that's going to work. They'll have their stories. You can share, they can share the link to the template on Canva. Here's a sample template that I'll show you how we would do this with the story. So here's their title page. They can add images here. They can change the image, and we'll see how that works in a minute. Let's see how the writing goes in. So here, you might put your title here, or chapter 1. They can write their text, copy and paste their text from their story. But for example, you are an explorer traveling to Egypt to discover the origin of the pyramids. And down here, eventually your story will branch into 2 choices. Your first choice could be like, let's say, do you enter the pyramid, or do you, oh my gosh, my spelling today. Do you enter the pyramid, or do you look for, or do you ask for directions? So basically 2 choices here, but now maybe I want a photo. This is where the fun part comes in. Whatever they've written can be transformed into an image that is perfect for their story. So maybe you find a secret entrance to the pyramid. Now, if I need a photo that's perfect for this story, I can go into Canva's magic generator and give me a pyramid with a secret door on the side. So they're going to get exactly the image that they already wrote about. And that really brings the story to life for them. They really enjoy having that ability to do that. And it's new technology, so it's kind of exciting. Let's see how that came out. Wow. So I'm also amazed. Usually I'm impressed. So they can choose the one that they like best for their story. They'll drag that in there, and now they're on their way. So once they have their story in, they can link this now. This will link to the page that is for entering the pyramid. So for example, this, if we want to make the next page, this is what happens if you enter the pyramid. You'll label it as such. And maybe here you can write the outcome. You find a lamp, just to make it fun, in the pyramid. And whatever they've written here, we can do a new image, same thing with the generator. You can ask for a magic lamp. Oops. In a pyramid. Let's see what they come up with. And then we'll link these to different pages. So that's pretty cool. Maybe this one looks like what I want it to look like. They can change the color here. They can change the background here. The linking is pretty straightforward, but if you want this one to link to this page, Enter the Pyramid, you're just going to maybe name this page Enter the Pyramid. And when you click on the text here, you'll hit the link button. You will find the page that is the correct page that you want, which is Enter the Pyramid, and that is now linked. So once the story is all complete and you're viewing it, so for example, like this, let's view the final copy. When I want to make a choice, I will click on that one and it will take me to this part of the story. And this will continue out through the story. So yeah, that's basically how it works. You can make as many or as few choices and pages as you want. There are templates for expanding it. Each story has an ending, and the ending will take you back to the start of the story, so you can read it again and again with different outcomes. Again, this lesson, this activity is such a great hit with my students that I felt obligated to share it with other educators, and I hope you enjoy it. You can always email me or ask me any questions you want at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching and checking it out. I I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thanks again. Talking Town.